Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into something I think is really insightful for anyone trying to figure out this whole online business and affiliate marketing world.
Yeah, it can feel like you're just drowning in information sometimes, can't it?
Totally. You're looking for that breakthrough, that, clear path, and instead, bam, just this wave of confusing stuff that honestly leaves you more stuck than when you started.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we want to cut through today. Our mission here is to pull out some really profound insights, things that don't just sit in your notes, but actually shift how you see things.
Right. We're diving deep into a brand new exclusive training from someone who really knows his stuff in affiliate marketing, Marco Pryans.
This specific session is called The Cost to be the Boss, and it's part of his Hustler's Secret Success System. What's great is this isn't just theory. It's about pulling out actionable stuff that really triggers those, light bulb moments.
Especially around mindset, right?
Yep.
And what investing in your business actually means.
Exactly. It's about understanding what it truly takes to make it in this space. We're deliberately skipping the surface level stuff, the quick hacks.
Yeah, we want to get to the core principles that, honestly, most people just gloss over because they're chasing that fast win.
And here's the kicker, the real hook. The actual cost we're talking about. It's probably not what you think.
Not at all. But once you get it, once it clicks,
Yeah.
oh man, it can genuinely revolutionize your whole approach.
Yeah.
Like shift it from just dabbling to building something real, something sustainable. It's a total game changer.
And Markel, before he even gets into the meat of it, he starts with these really simple but kind of foundational steps for how to engage with the training. He literally says, step 1, get your notepad ready.
Simple enough.
And step 2, be in a quiet place so that you're able to organize your thoughts and really absorb what you're learning and figure out how to, actually use it in your business. Why do you think those super simple steps are so important? They seem kind of obvious.
That's a great point because we do gloss over them, don't we? We're always trying to listen while we're doing 5 other things.
Multitasking mania.
Right. But Markle gets that for stuff to really stick, to go from just hearing it to actually doing it.
Yeah.
You need to be intentional. Like notepad ready, that makes you active, not passive. You're listening for things to write down.
You're engaging your brain differently.
Exactly. And the quiet place. It's about cutting out the noise, literally, so those aha moments actually have space to land. It's about showing respect for the learning process and honestly respecting your own goals. This isn't just scrolling TikTok. Yeah.
Right. It's an investment in yourself.
And that's why this training feels different. Marco was up front. He said, it's not going to be full of fluff, not going to be full of income claims or wild stories or anything like that.
That's the real stuff.
Yeah, he promised to get to the heart of one of the biggest issues that beginner affiliate marketers face. And for us, that's what a deep dive should be about. Practical wisdom.
Implementable stuff. Which leads us perfectly into this idea he uses, this metaphor. Climbing Success Mountain. We all kind of get that, right? That image of reaching the peak.
Oh, yeah. You see it, right? That 6-figure income, the freedom, whatever your peak is.
Yeah.
But Markle points out there are always variables on that climb. And usually right at the start, that's the biggest hurdle.
Like standing at the bottom, looking up and feeling totally overwhelmed.
Exactly. You don't even know what gear you need yet. And the biggest variable, the one he really hammers home, is time. He says it bluntly, nothing happens overnight.
Which so many people need to hear.
Definitely. It pushes right back against that whole get-rich-quick scheme vibe that just sucks people in and spits them out disappointed. Real opportunities, the legit ones, they take work, consistent effort.
And that consistency, that willingness to actually do the work day after day, that's where mindset becomes, everything. Mark Hill keeps saying it. Mindset matters. Mindset is key.
It's the fuel for the climb.
Absolutely. Especially when you've got these huge goals like, I want 6 figures this year, but you haven't even made your first dollar online yet.
Right.
That gap, that's where mindset keeps you going or stops you cold.
Right. Without it, that mountain just looks impossible.
And Markle sees it all the time. People get stuck at the beginning stages because it feels like a mystery. They don't want to learn the variables. They just want the summit, or they fight against the fact that things take time.
They want the shortcut.
Exactly. And getting over that initial hump, he suggests, might take a 6-month time frame, maybe even a 1-year time frame. It all depends on if you're willing to shift, to upgrade your mindset.
That willingness to change your thinking, to embrace the climb itself, that really sets you up to understand the real cost to be the boss. It's not just about money, is it? Not at first.
Not at all. It's about mental toughness first.
And speaking of mindsets, Markle talks about this character, the sad face individual. We all know this type, right? The constant skeptic, the one who just don't want to hear the truth about needing to put in the effort.
Or maybe we've been that person on a bad day, you know?
Yeah, probably. Just wanting the magic button, the push button solution, always chasing the get rich quick, the fast income. But deep down, they don't want the real deal because the real deal takes patience.
It's a powerful image because even though those folks might never be happy with a real opportunity because it takes work, Markle points out that they just add to the audience. They're part of the numbers.
Interesting point.
And this brings up something else that often gets missed. Numbers matter. Numbers are very important. He teases that in this training, which again is gold if you want to get past the basics, we're going to talk about how to really use numbers in a way that most beginner affiliate marketers don't use them.
And even intermediate or experts don't use it. And it's costing you a lot of money.
Okay, now that's intriguing. That sounds like where the practical, maybe even surprising insights about actual profit come in.
Exactly. Beyond just the mindset, into the mechanics of making money. All right, let's switch gears then. Let's talk about, well, the question everyone in this business dreads. Markle calls it the most hated question. If you've done this for even a week, you know exactly what it is, don't you?
Oh, yeah. You feel it coming. That moment someone asks,
how much is it? Or even worse, the one that makes you cringe.
Is it free? Ugh.
Right. And Markle says, look, this isn't occasional. It's constant. He reckons if you talk to 10 people in a day, 10 out of 10 of those people are going to ask you one of these two questions.
And he adds they'll most likely ask, is it free first? It's almost instinct.
And he says both questions really speak to the idea of a mindset. It's this two-way street with the hustler mindset. There's you, hustling to build your business, provide value.
And then there's the prospect's hustle. Their hustle is to get what you have for the most discounted prices possible, or, yeah, ideally, for nothing at all.
And that clash right there, that's where people make mistakes. Big mistakes.
Common ones, which leads into what Markle calls the avoidance phase.
Ah, yes, the avoidance phase. We've all been there. That how much is it? Question lands, and your gut reaction is, just go check out my landing page. Or here's a link to the training.
Send them off somewhere else.
Right. And look, landing pages, recorded trainings, they're essential tools. We need them. But Markle argues maybe they're not the first move when that question comes up. It feels like you're dodging, right? Avoiding the direct answer.
It absolutely is avoidance. And Markle gets why it feels natural. He says, you know, you're often trained and taught to just send the person to the landing page. Let the system do the selling for you.
That's standard advice, isn't it?
Yes.
Seems safe. Hands off.
Totally. But then he hits you with that killer question. How has that been working for you?
Oof. Yeah.
Do you find that you get a flood of sales? Do you get a lot of people just, begging to join your opportunity? And for most people listening, that's probably where it hits home. The honest answer is likely nope.
Not really, no. That safe strategy often just fizzles out. You put in the effort, send the links, but nothing happens.
And it fizzles out in a really damaging way. Because Markle explains that this avoidance, this default move, it takes something critical away from you, something you absolutely can't afford to have taken away because it's going to ruin your business.
Okay, what is it?
He calls it creating a cat and mouse race. And in that race, the authority chain is now broken. Your authority. Gone.
Wow. Okay, break that down. How does sending a link break your authority?
It's psychology, right?
Yeah.
When you dodge the direct question and just point somewhere else, it says a lot to your potential prospect. It basically screams, you're avoiding something.
Like you don't want to tell them the price, or maybe you don't even know how to explain it properly yourself.
Exactly. And that immediately creates hesitation. They start thinking, what's the catch here? Why the runaround?
And that hesitation kills the sale.
9 times out of 10, yeah. They might hesitate so much that they'll put off going to the actual landing page at all. Life gets in the way, they forget.
Or if they do click and the page is super long or confusing,
they might bail without giving you their info because their main question, the price, still isn't answered. You can lose them right there. Especially if the page asks for an email before revealing anything. That feels like another hurdle.
And what about sending them to a live training? That seems more direct.
It can be, but Markle points out they're often extremely long, like a 2-hour training, and often filled with extra information, a lot of fluff, maybe designed more to build hype than give straight answers quickly.
So by the time the price does get mentioned,
the prospect is kind of tuned out. They've lost focus. The core problem, Markle nails it. You've taken away your own authority by not answering the question. And online, authority is everything.
Okay, so if avoiding the question breaks authority and
Yeah.
leads to this frustrating cat and mouse game, what's the fix? Markle talks about a mindset shift.
A huge one. He says you have to avoid this cat and mouse game as much as possible to hold on to that authority, that trust. It's about taking back control.
And how do you do that?
He defines the shift perfectly. You need to become a trusted guide to a blindfolded traveler. Think about your own journey when you started online. It was confusing.
Totally.
Mm.
Totally overwhelming. Knew where I wanted to end up, roughly.
Yeah.
But the path, no idea.
Exactly. And your prospect, they feel the same way. But you, Markle emphasizes, you have value. You know more of the dangers on this journey than they do. You've hit some roadblocks they haven't yet.
So if you're further along, even just a bit.
You have a lot of value that you can actually share with them. Not just selling a product, but offering real guidance from your experience. So Markle poses the question, why give up that power? Why let those two simple questions, how much, or is it free, make you surrender your authority?
Especially when you're maybe 10 steps ahead of them.
Right. He says money shouldn't be the reason, or the price, the cost to be the boss, shouldn't be the reason that keeps you from maintaining authority and remaining a trusted guide. Your experience is your leverage.
So practically, how do you be that trusted guide? What's the move when the question drops?
Markle's advice is super direct, almost radical compared to typical affiliate advice. He says, flat out,
residual or regret. One pays you back, the other just plays you back. You decide. I used to wake up broke, pockets full of pride, scrolling on my phone like I'm trying to find a guide. Laughed at the homie selling links in his bio. Now he making bank while I'm drowning in denial. Said that ain't me, I was too cool to try, but being cool ain't fed me when the rent ran high. I had Jordans and regrets, flash with no assets till I saw residual income, and I pressed reset. Now every move got equity tied, every post got purpose inside. I used to spend for attention, now I earn from alignment. Now I'm making what I used to wish in confinement. They say you change, now I just evolve. You stuck on applause, I'm focused on resolve. I don't chase checks, I let them chase me. That's residual regrets, what I used to be. Residual versus regret. One builds, one bleeds. One stacks freedom, one feeds needs. Residual versus regret. Pick your lane. One runs forever, the other runs game. You want likes a legacy, comfort a currency. You want sleep or replaying the past on repeat. Residual versus regret, which one gon' eat? I don't post just to post, I post a stack. Turn reels to returns, turn loss into tracks. You scroll for escape, I scroll for stats. You tap for distraction, I tap for stacks. I got pain in my past, but I flipped it a profit. Every score I got, I turned into logic. They fear risk, but regret costs more. You lose time daily, I open new doors. While you waiting on streams, I'm creating systems. While you wishing for clout, I'm building kingdoms. Residual ain't luck, it's design and discipline. Regret don't knock, it just slides and whispering. What if your hustle paid you while you slept? What if your dreams didn't come with debt? You can build now or break later. Residuals patient, regrets a hater. Residual versus regret. One builds, one bleeds. One stacks freedom, one feeds needs. Residual versus regret. Pick your lane. One runs forever, the other runs game. You want likes a legacy, comfort a currency. You want sleep or replaying the past on repeat. Residual versus regret, which one gon' eat? The hustle ain't hype, it's habits and time. It's emails, offers, content that climbs. I watch people quit cause it took too long. Now regret that silence every time I'm on. I ain't better, I just bet on my shift. I ain't perfect, I just pivot it quick. So if you're stuck between waiting and winning, just know regret ain't passive, it's prison. Residual versus regret. Every day you choose, one is freedom, the other's just familiar.
First, you answer the question.
Just tell them the price.
Yes, but not just the price. He shares his own strategy. He gives a lot of information right then and there. He calls it a data dump. He'll state the price, but immediately follow up with the context, the value, what's included, why it's worth it.
Okay, that makes sense. So you're not just dropping a number in isolation.
Exactly.
Wow.
And the reason, no surprises later, he avoids people coming back saying, hey, you never mentioned this. It builds real trust because you're being transparent up front.
And it probably filters out the tire kickers pretty fast, too.
Definitely. It's that real business mentality. You deal with the problem, you answer the question. And to do it well, he says you need to reflect. Who were you in the beginning? Who are you now? Who is this person you don't know yet?
Find the common ground.
Yeah. Empathize. Find out the things about them that you know about yourself already. See their struggles through the lens of your own journey and guide them towards the solutions that worked for you. It becomes less of a sale, more like mentoring.
That feels completely different. And it connects to another big shift he pushes for, right? Moving beyond just thinking of this as a side gig.
Oh, absolutely. He wants you to ditch the side hustle mentality and embrace a business as a whole perspective. He says, very deliberately, I want you to have the mentality of this is a 10-year business.
Wow. 10 years. Not just make some cash next month.
Right. Think of it as something that I'm going to do for a minimum of the next 10 years. That framing changes everything.
How so?
Well, it connects to the bigger vision. It's not just about being rich for a year, 2 years, and then everything's gone. It's about building sustainable income for the rest of their lives.
A legacy.
Exactly. And that helps you understand what your prospect really wants deep down. When they say make money from home, Markle argues they often mean they want to have money for the rest of their lives. Security, stability.
So you need to figure out, are they just looking for a quick temporary fix? Or do they genuinely want to replace their complete income, build something real?
Precisely. And Markle's training, this whole system, it's geared towards those serious folks. He encourages presenting them with the 10-year or the 20-year plan. It reframes the whole conversation around investment.
Which brings us right back to the numbers, but from this new long-term perspective. And the contrast is stark, isn't it? Between the beginner approach and this long-term vision.
Huge contrast. Markle talks about the beginner who feels comfortable answering, is it free? With a simple, no, it's $7 to get started with the Megalink. $7, that's the easy answer.
Feel safe. Easy to say.
Totally comfortable. Because, as Markle jokes, you spend more than that $7 on your lunch. It feels like nothing, right? Easy to spend to waste if it doesn't pan out.
But what's the problem with that $7 answer, in his view?
It's not that $7 itself is bad as an entry point, but it often reflects a lack of confidence, maybe. And more importantly, it signals a mindset that doesn't have the mindset shift needed for longevity.
You're not thinking 10 years ahead with a $7 commitment.
Exactly. You're not thinking 20-year process, taking care of the family, building towards a retirement. It's a disposable mindset applied to what should be a serious venture. He suggests that $7 might be okay for someone totally unsure, dipping their toes in.
Like the entry to his own hustler's secret success system, where this training lives.
Right, it can be that first step. But he wants you to understand the full cost and value proposition for building something lasting.
Which leads to the number he really wants you to get comfortable with, the bold one.
The bold one. He suggests that for a real, comprehensive, long-term solution with lifetime value and support, you should be aiming to confidently present a price point of $2,000 for lifetime access.
Okay, $2,000, that's a jump from $7.
Yeah.
That definitely changes the conversation.
It does, and the key is why. It's not just about your commission. Markle frames it as, you're going to earn that. You're going to deserve that because you're a trusted guide to a blindfolded traveler.
So the price reflects the immense value and guidance you're providing over the long haul.
Exactly. It's about giving the prospect what they truly need for long-term success, making that $2,000 feel not just justified, but actually like a smart strategic investment in their future. It shifts them from that disposable $7 mindset to a lifetime commitment mindset.
But he's clear, you don't just blurt out $2,000.
Yeah.
Context matters.
Hugely. He says you're not going to just say $2,000 right off top.
Yeah.
This needs to be a real conversation, ideally face-to-face, maybe a Zoom call where you can look them in their eyes.
That personal connection builds trust and lets you convey the value properly.
Right. It requires you to step up, project authority, show genuine belief in what you're offering, build the relationship first, understand their goals, then present the solution.
And that confidence comes from experience, like his own. He mentions being in this game for
over 10 years, closer to going on 20 years, over 15, a long time in internet years. And he's open about it, saying, in the beginning, I didn't get the mindset right away. It took time.
So if it took him years to figure this out,
Imagine the value shortcut you get by learning from someone who's already navigated all those pitfalls. His experience isn't just theory, it's real-world, hard-won knowledge.
Okay.
They post for praise, I post with purpose. Metrics in motion, let's go. I test in heels while they scrolling for feels. I'm in dashboards running numbers with zeal. They chase trends, I chase proof and pace. I don't follow fads, I'm leading the race. No borrowed funnels, I custom build. While they selling dreams, I'm closing deals. Run the data back, it's all there to show. They want followers, I want the flow. Control groups over clouds, that's the code I write. Funnels fine-tuned, every pixel tight. They flex on feed, I finesse the field. No viral hope, I test and seal. I test in heels, yes I split with grace. While they guess, I scale the base. This ain't glitter, it's built with skill. Control groups win, they just stand still. I don't shoot in the dark, every move aligned. Heat maps loaded and the triggers timed. Post with intent, captions that lead. Copy with teeth and design that feeds. They want claps, I want clarity. Metrics over mood, that's my charity. I measure the drip, optimize the spill. They freestyle posts, I document skill. They say you don't post enough. I say I don't guess. My backend's clean, my leads convert. You go viral, I go verified quietly. While they filter selfies for fake applause, I'm running UTM links with scalable laws. A/B test on the way to brunch. Slack pings in heels while I punch the crunch. This ain't flash, this is systems and code. They peak then fade, I scale and reload. Cloud got limits but results reveal why I stay winning and I test in heels. Control groups over cloud, that's the code I write. Funnels fine-tuned, every pixel tight. They flex on feed, I finesse the field. No viral hope, I test and seal. I test in heels, yes I split with grace. While they guess, I scale the base. This ain't glitter, it's built with skill. Control groups win, they just stand still.
Okay, and this is where the cost to be the boss really lands, isn't it? Where the math gets brutal. He uses his own journey as an example of those hidden costs.
Yeah, the costs of those seemingly small investments. He talks about programs that were $50 to get started plus a $50 a month auto ship. Sounds reasonable, right? Manageable.
$50 a month. Seems okay on the surface. Low risk.
Seems like it, but then Markle does the math. $50 a month is $600 a year. Okay, not insignificant. But stick with it for 10 years and people do, hoping things will turn around, that's $6,000.
Wow, $6,000. Just gone.
Gone. And he makes the brutal point. 9 times out of 10, you didn't even earn enough commission to say it was even worth it. He even throws out that grim stat. 95% of the people never earn a dime from those kinds of recurring low-cost deals.
So you're just bleeding money slowly.
Exactly. And even if you only last 5 years, which is still a long time to get no results, that's $3,000 down the drain. It's not just money lost, it's time, hope, energy, all wasted.
And it's rarely just one $50 thing, is it? People stack these things up.
Oh yeah, the subscriptions problem. You try one, it flops, you try another. Before you know it, you're paying $150, maybe $200 a month on various tools, programs, memberships that aren't delivering.
Okay, let's do the math on that. $200 a month for 10 years.
Get ready for it. That's $24,000.
$24,000.
Yeah.
Just vanished on small monthly fees that didn't work.
Vanished. Think what you could do with $24K. That, Markle argues, is the real hidden cost to be the boss that has to be paid one way or another. It's the slow, agonizing pain of those auto ships versus one strategic upfront investment.
It's the difference between pouring water into a leaky bucket and actually buying a solid bucket.
Perfect analogy, which flips the script entirely on that $2,000 figure.
Right. So instead of seeing $2,000 as a cost, Markle reframes it. How?
He frames it as a savings of $1,000 to $4,000 compared to the $6,000 example, or potentially tens of thousands saved compared to the $24,000 scenario. It's shifting to a mindset of investment, thinking like a real entrepreneur, not just a monthly subscriber.
That's powerful. And then comes the calculation that just blows the whole thing open.
The light bulb moment math. You take that $2,000 lifetime access investment, you divide it by 10 years, which is 120 months, and what do you get per month?
Comes out to, what is it, $16 and change?
16.666 cents. Let's call it $16.67 a month. Just let that sink in. $16.67 a month.
When you put it like that,
Yeah.
the numbers are unbeatable. For less than $17 a month, averaged over 10 years, you potentially get a business for life that will help you create the lifestyle that you want.
It puts it in perspective, doesn't it? Markle says $16 isn't a lot to invest a month. You probably wouldn't even notice if you lost $16. You spend more than that on
Coffee, lunch, Netflix, a gym membership you forget about. It's less than so many things we spend money on without thinking twice. Yet this could build something real.
And imagine the potential upside. Take that tiny, effective monthly cost, apply the strategies Markle teaches, maybe turn it into a $100 a month business to get started within the first 3 months. That initial investment unlocks so much.
He says it opens the doors to us doing an unlimited amount of things. And he challenges you, the listener. What is it that you have a passion for? What is it that I can help you build for $16.67 a month over the next 10 years?
Know that you can have something to possibly retire from with, pass on to your kids. It's about building something built to last, real security, not just chasing quick cash.
And Markle really practices what he preaches about value. He made that commitment, right? I'm not going to be like those gurus that keep you for 2 hours without giving you anything of value.
No fluff, just real lessons and mindset shifts, which when you think about it, seems fair to compensate someone for, right? If they're genuinely providing the jewels and the knowledge and the mindset to build a real business.
Makes sense. And then there's this unique bonus he includes, something designed to keep you going, he calls it.
Edutainment.
Edutainment. I love that word. It's education plus entertainment. What does that actually involve?
Well, he mentions music, helpful content, animated videos. He even talks about these characters, the music artists, Hustlebear and Hustleberry, and there's a specific bonus album called Residual versus Regret. It sounds fun, actually. Different.
It's definitely different from the usual PDF checklist bonuses.
Yeah.
Why is that blend important, do you think?
Because climbing Success Mountain takes time. And the biggest killer isn't lack of info, it's losing motivation. People get lost, hit plateaus, feel alone, get bored.
Yeah, the daily grind can be tough.
Exactly. And those typical bonuses, like $25,000 worth of bonuses, all this stuff that you're not going to use, it's just more overwhelm. Markle gets that what you really need, besides a few core tools and that crucial mindset shift, is ongoing inspiration.
It's something to keep the fire lit.
Precisely. Edutainment isn't just a gimmick. It's a strategic way to keep you engaged, motivated, feeling positive about the journey, especially when things get tough. It's smart psychology.
Which all ties into his overall system, the Hustler's Secret Success System. He even mentions a daily 10-minute-a-day challenge inside.
Yeah, where members actually create music and we help each other create our own projects. But here's the key part, the real empowerment piece. It's not stuff that's within the system, but stuff that we can actually own ourselves and say, this is what I created.
So it's about teaching you skills to build your own things independently, not just rely on his platform forever.
Exactly, which speaks volumes about his philosophy. He's very clear. I'm not here to handcuff. I'm not here to be a gatekeeper. That's huge.
He doesn't want to lock you in.
No. His goal is for you to learn the skills necessary to do what it is that you need to do. And then he actually says, feel free to leave if you never want to see me again.
Wow. That's incredibly confident and generous.
It's genuine empowerment. He wants to give it to you right off top so that you can run with it and do what you have to do. Build your own thing on your terms. That level of freedom and trust is so rare in this online space.
So after exploring all this, what are the actual options for someone listening who wants to access this training, this cost to be the boss session we've been dissecting?
Well, Markle acknowledges the starting point. He says it could be the $7 because you can start at $7 and get the basis of the information and work your way up. So that accessible $7 entry into the Hustler's Secret Success System is the gateway.
Okay, so you can get in, check it out, access this training for just $7.
Right. And he even advises who that $7 option might be best for initially. I kind of suggest that for people who really, if you aren't sure that you're going to be committed, it's about meeting you where you are.
But he's also showing you the bigger picture, the path to serious commitment and results.
Exactly. He gives you the choice, but arms you with the insight to make the right choice for your actual goals. Ultimately, he stresses, your mindset is the only thing that's going to help you to determine what numbers make the best sense for you. It's about your belief and your vision, not just the price tag.
But there is one number, one option that he says is never the right choice.
The absolute non-negotiable, he puts it plainly. You do know the one number that doesn't make sense at all, and that is the number 0. The free that will never make sense.
Can't argue with that.
You will never build a business for free with no type of investment. That's the final mic drop, really. Success requires skin in the game, whether it's time, effort, or, yes, some smart financial investment. It's just fundamental.
Wow. Okay, so that was a really deep dive into the cost to be the boss, pulling insights from Markel Prine's exclusive training inside his Hustler's secret success system. We've gone from the hidden costs of cheap options to the power of answering that dreaded price question with confidence.
Yeah. And that liberating shift to being a trusted guide. Plus, those powerful calculations seeing how $16.67 a month for lifetime access completely demolishes the thousands potentially wasted on dead-end monthly fees. It really reframes the idea of investment.
And remember, this specific training is only available inside that Hustler's secret success system, which, as we mentioned, you can actually join for just $7 to get immediate access and start absorbing these insights yourself.
Markel's approach is clearly about more than just information dump. It's a mindset overhaul, sustained motivation with that unique edutainment and genuine empowerment to build your own thing. If you're feeling stuck, chasing shiny objects, maybe this is the shift you need getting into that system, even for $7, could be the first step.
So let's leave you with this thought. What does all this mean for your journey right now? If your most valuable asset is your time, and the real cost to be the boss is about investing that time wisely, strategically upfront, then what are you really paying when you opt for free or the absolute cheapest option without that long-term vision?
Is it actually free? Or are you just kicking the can down the road, paying later in lost time, missed chances, and maybe that huge compounding cost of potential you never realize?
Something to really chew on. Think about your own hustle mindset. How much do you value your future? This has just been a glimpse really into thinking like a true business owner. Lots to explore there.